like I say, I am the person of the ancient times that decided to create humanity in the first place. When before there was insects, I actually might have actually even decided to create insects in the first place. So, and then I decided to create a human-like life form. So, of the ancient times. So that was me way, way back when, and so, and I created 9 races and many other life forms and species, including acid life forms like aliens and insects and probably possibly even ants. I don't really know. I made lots of different things when I was back in the old days, and others went back and then helped me or whatever to do it in my place or basically copy me or whatever. Anyway, it's complicated, but basically a lot of different races owe their existence to me, basically, including the Borg or America and Germany and lots of orphans and like I say, a lot of my factories or companies, factories or buildings, when they were done with them, then people would just go and live in them, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, I don't really care. Um, you know, they would build these buildings, and then when they were no longer needed, I'd be like, well, use them for orphanages or whatever. So people grew up with great big libraries, and they learned how to read and write and do all these other things. Plus, the founding of the first universities, the founding of the first schools, public education, um, the idea behind libraries and everything else. A lot of that was my ideas. The first books, the creation of writing or ink. Um, a lot of people owe a great life to me, as well as the civil liberties and rights that also come with America and a lot of the other countries. So, of course, I'm not the only one who created laws and all that stuff, but I created equal and rights laws. Plus, not to mention women being able to own property, black people being able to own property, Mexicans being able to own property, Asians being able to own property. They didn't always be able to. They weren't always considered peoples. Like there's a time when even the Asians couldn't own property or land. They were something else. And I was like, no, they have right as individuals and as a race. And I set down like race laws as far as what is considered acceptable. You as a Asian, you as a Mexican, you as a black, they're all basically the same rights, or a sentient species rights. Me as creator, me as all this other stuff, a lot of different life forms owe their existence to me, not to mention also America and Earth, and also protecting refugees. Anytime there was a war, America's doors were always open, or whatever country I had control of. So anyway, that's basically what it's all about. A lot of people, plus my inventions and inventing, and even my flight and protecting of other people, and also food drops and everything else. It all plays into that very heavily, and so that's why. And plus, I protected other races when I just had my 9 races. There were other races that were being exterminated, and I would have moved or did move to protect them and make them a home for them, and also move to free them. And that also caused me some problems, possibly because other leaders didn't really want me to free them or whatever. Because anyway, I just believe in freedom and free races. So that might have gotten me a little bit of trouble with other creators or whatever, because if they abuse their life forms might have joined me instead. So anyway, so a lot of different groups owed their existence and happy free existence to me at one point in time. So that's kind of why this is kind of a big deal or a bigger deal, because it's not just I'm not just an individual. I'm an old creator and person which once had a lot of respect, as well as a leader and inventor. So that's why things are a little bit, different for me, because this is who I am and what I am. So anyway, a lot of people around here don't really know that, but like I said, I've been doing this since way before Earth, way before Rodney, and now I'm here. So anyway, and other people don't really want that to be known about, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, like I said, I've done this. I did all this before I was even 5 years old. So, because it really doesn't matter when you're born how old you are, or when you're other life when you how old you are. So officially, years wise, I've lived decades. I guess I don't know. Anyway, it's a little bit differently. So anyway, that's why it's kind of a different deal for me, and that's why also why it plays into who Lucifer is, me, and now my name is Brian, or was Brian. Now it's all. So anyway, a lot of people didn't know this, and it was even hidden and considered top secret at one point in time. I don't know why, but it's has to do with. It's also why so many people, or some people, wanted me killed or dead when I was a child. They didn't want me to grant other people freedoms and rights or something. So anyway, I guess they wanted their slaves, but anyway, or their servants, and I said no. So, and I had enough rights and respect to actually make it stick. So anyway, so that's what it's all about with me, and that's why I find myself in this situation. So I mean, every country that is free or kind of free, basically that's all because of me and who I was, who I am, and what I was able to do. So anyway, like I said, I had the support of Germany and Russia and China and even Japan, basically the whole Earth, and even lots of other planets. So free planets. So anyway, yeah, and even the Borg. So and Starfleet. So America. Yep. So that's me, and I know a lot of people don't know this. You look at me and you say, Brian, and it's like, well, I am, and I do look like a normal person, but not exactly true. No, I'm not just a Brian. I am all and Lucifer and inventor and creator long, long ago of the first human race. So, anyway, and 9 other races and species. So, anyway, yeah. Although it doesn't look like that, and you would never believe it or know it. So, anyway. And there's a lot of fakes and pretenders out there, and I'm sorry for that. But anyway, it's how the Declaration of Independence got signed, and how America got its freedom, and how I broke away from everyone and was like, I am free! We are independent. We have, and that's another thing, is a race that thinks it's, or feels it's being persecuted, has a right to be free and to go off on its own, to pursue its own idea of freedom and equality for itself and those under it. So anyway, yeah, and protecting of refugees, like I say, anytime there was a war, America's doors were open. So anyway, people did migrate here over the years to be in a free habitable zone. So anyway, it's how America got started, and went from being farmland to a real country that is pretty much happy. So, and this was all because of me and my laws and my ideas. Not that anybody ever knew that, though.